One of the best stories of last summer was the Carlow football team and the success that they had in the championship. First time in generation that they'd managed to win a couple of games back to back and just cause a bit of momentum for themselves. Then they managed to maintain that momentum through the league campaign, getting promotion as well. Now all of a sudden Brendan Murphy, who you legitimately think could play Division 1 football for almost any team in the country, probably any team in the country really, isn't going to be part of the setup because he's heading to the States for the summer. It's a huge setback for them, but it does speak to the difficulties that the smaller / so-called weaker counties have when the summertime rolls round and the carrot gets dangled from these American clubs who have loads of cash. Why the hell wouldn't you go?
Yeah. I'd love to know where they're getting all the cash. It must be serious money floating around the place over there. But like, I read Turlough O'Brien yesterday. Their manager said, that it doesn't diminish their ambitions for the championship. But I mean, it obviously does. If your best player or one of your very best players, is moving across the water and going playing ball in the States for the summer, it says, look, the championship isn't our priority. And he said the same thing. He said our next big priority is staying in Division 3 next year. And I mean, like, there's obviously, and we won't get into it now, but there's obviously a much wider problem, for all these counties, that their main competition of the year is their league. It's all about the league for them. It's all about getting promotion, and it's all about now staying in a higher division next year. So effectively for Brendan Murphy, his goal has been already achieved by with Carlow this year, and that shouldn't be the case. Obviously, I mean, it should be a case that they have an ambition to go and win something, whether that's a provincial title or it's a new structured competition for them that gives them a meaningful game that they have a chance to win something. But it's a further indictment that the system for the likes of Carlow is not fit for purpose, and their league is their sole ambition in the year. And now, somebody like Brendan Murphy, their best player, is after taking off to the States because, look, I can get whatever amount of money I can get over here, and really I have nothing to play for back here in the championship. And that's just it's just a further kind of a black mark, I think, on the existing championship structures that we have.
We heard when we were over in the States last time that 220 grand was the cost of preparing one of the club teams in the New York Senior Championship. And not the average cost, but one club had spent that. And I was like, well, that's a whole heap of cash for, I don't know how many championship games there are, but not that many.
Yeah, Jesus, I thought you were going to say they were after throwing him 220k there. That's a crazy amount of money. Yeah, it's like it's very difficult. I mean, you can even go down lower to club players and how many guys leave Ireland every summer to go over to the States. And I know that's a rite of passage, and guys want to go over and have the crack for the summer and all that. But it's also a cash thing. Like, it's a big cash incentive. Guys are, instead of staying around playing league football with your club here, you can go over to New York or Boston or San Francisco and do the same thing maybe and get a couple of grand in your pocket. And I'm sure for the higher end guys, the likes of Brendan Murphy, the reality of the situation is it's obviously a financial decision as much as anything else. But I still think that if there was a competition structure, where Carlow actually finished their league and now they have a competition where they actually have a meaningful chance of winning and going playing in Croke Park and maybe getting a little bit more exposure and keeping riding the wave of momentum that they have, yeah. I think you're more inclined to keep these guys. Whereas when you don't, and when Carlow are going into a competition now that they have absolutely no chance in the world of winning, you're saying, well, why am I really staying around for that? I can come back and I can play league football in Division 3 next year, and I can have we can have a good and a chance of maybe staying in the division or maybe go crazy and try and get up to Division 2. But that's their goal, and it's just like I said, that's the problem with the system we have.
Yeah.